Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, students. Today I am going to discuss the clauses and their types with you people. Over here, girls, before we move on to the clauses, we must see the difference between the phrases and clauses. Girls, as you know, you people know very well that both phrases and clauses, they are the group of words, but now the question arises as where lies the difference between the two. Students, actually both phrases and clauses, they are the group of words, but actually this is only the subject verb agreement, the subject verb combination, that lies the difference. The phrases, they don't have the finite verb in them. The finite verb I have already discussed with you, that is that is limited by the tenses, and the phrases, they don't have that finite verb in them. Whereas as far as clauses are concerned, they are having the finite verb in them. They do have the subject verb combination, and they give you the complete sense, complete meaning of their own. And the most important thing is that you can say that clause can be a part of sentence. Rather, you can say that it is a sentence within a sentence. Over here, girls, you can see the example on your screens. He plays cricket regularly. Now over here you can see that he is the subject and plays is the verb. And he plays cricket regularly is the sentence that is giving you the complete meaning of its own. Now, we have now differentiated between the phrases and clauses. Now, the clauses can be of two types. They can be independent and dependent as well. Now, girls, as far as independent clause is concerned, these are having the different conditions. Number one is, it is a complete sentence by itself. Number two, it does not need any other clause for its existence. For example, you may sit. Now over here, girls, you can see that you is the subject and sit is a verb. So is also fulfilling the first condition, that is the first condition, that is the group of words, and second condition is that it is having the subject and verb of its own, and the third condition is that it is giving you the complete sense of its own. Now you can easily understand that you may sit, it means that it is giving you the complete meaning, and you can understand what actually the person wants to say. Second number is dependent clause. It is also having some conditions. Number one, these are the group of words. This dependent clause must be having the group of words. Secondly, it must be having the subject verb combination. And the third condition is that it will not giving you the complete sense. And the most important, the fourth condition is that it will be dependent on an independent clause. Now over here you can see the example, wherever you like. Girls, you can see that over here, wherever is the word, that is subordinate conjunction, and you is the subject and like is the verb. Now girls, wherever you like, though is having the subject and verb of its own, but not giving you the complete sense. Wherever you like is not giving you the complete meanings. You can't understand that where the person wants me to sit or what the person wants me to do. So girls, it means that it is a dependent clause and it needs another clause in order to understand the meaning of this particular sentence. So over here, girls, when I will join these two clauses together, like you may sit and wherever you like, now you see, you may sit wherever you like. It means that both a dependent and independent clauses, when combined together, they give you the complete sense. Now come on to the dependent clauses. As I have already told you girls, that dependent clauses are the clauses which are depending on another clause to be understood. These dependent clauses are having three kinds. Number one, noun clause. Number two, adjective clause. Number three, adverb clause. Now students, first of all, we are going to see what the noun clause is. Now girls, before I am going to make you understand what noun clause is, and before moving on to the definition of the noun clause, I must tell you that three of them, like noun clause, adjective clause and adverb clause, you should keep in your mind that what does a noun works, similar is the work of noun clauses. Similarly, what an adjective does or what is the function of adjective, so is the function of adjective clause. And what an adverb does the function, that so is the case with the adverb clause as well. So over here girls, noun clause, as we have already discussed, that it is it is satisfying the condition, the first one condition, that is it is the group of words. The second one condition is that it is having the subject verb combination, and the most important third one is that it acts as a noun. Now students, you can see the example over here. I fear that I will fail. Students, the most important thing to remember is that sometime this noun clause acts as the object of the verb, and sometime it acts as the subject of the verb. Now in the very first example, it is working as the object of the verb. How? I fear that I will fail. Now girls, that I will fail is the dependent clause, that is a noun clause, and what actually is doing is working, is acting as a noun of the verb fear. So this particular clause, noun clause, that I will fail, is working or is acting as a object of the verb fear. You see, I fear that I will fail. Now students, over here I want to tell you a key, or in order to a key to discern the noun clauses. Students, when it works as an object of the verb fear, the question will become, what you fear? I fear. What you fear? That I will fail. You see? Come on to the second example. That will be really very much good to make you understand well. Now you see what I have told you, that I will fail is a noun clause that is working as an object of the verb fear. Over here the subject is I, and that I will fail is the object of the sentence. Now come on to the next example. That you have come pleases me. Over here, me is the object, pleases is the verb, and that you have come is actually the noun clause. Over here, these particular words, group of words, or over here, this noun clause, that you have come, is acting as a subject of the verb pleases. So students, you will say, what pleases you? The question is, what pleases you? What the question is becoming? What pleases you? And the answer is that you have come. You have got it? Now come on to the next one. Now here comes the adjective clause. Students, as I have already told you, that as far as adjective clause is concerned, what acts or what is the function of an adjective, so is the function of adjective clause. And what is the function of adjective? It describes noun. Very good. It describes, it modifies noun, or it gives you much more information about noun. Now, as far as the adjective clause is concerned, it also satisfies three conditions. Number one is group of words. It means that adjective clause should be a group of words. It should consist of group of words. Number two, it should have a subject-verb combination as well. And number three, that it should act as an adjective. Now over here, students, you can see the example. The umbrella which has a broken handle is mine. Now see the adjective clause. The underlined part of the sentence is called the adjective clause. How? This particular clause, this particular group of words which are underlined, these are acting as an adjective of the umbrella, that is noun. Umbrella is the noun, and these particular group of words are acting as an adjective. Now these are the words which are giving you some more information about the noun umbrella. That the umbrella which has a broken handle is mine. It means that these words are giving you some more information about umbrella. Come on to the second example. Okay, firstly I want to explain it to you that what is the subject and verb. Over here, girls, the subject is handle and the broken is the verb of the clause. Come on to the next example. She met a girl whose eyes were blue. Over here, girls, this example is also satisfying the three conditions of the adjective clause. Number one, the clause whose eyes were blue is the adjective clause. Why? Because it is giving you some more information about the noun, that is girl. Secondly, it is having the subject-verb combination. How? Whose eyes were blue. Eyes is the subject of the clause and blue is the verb of clause. And thirdly, it is acting as an adjective. Okay? Now, students, you must remember one thing, that all the adjective clauses usually start with the relative pronouns, that is who, whose, whom, which and that. Again, I am repeating the words who, whose, whom, which and that. These are the relative pronouns. They work as a conjunction in our adjective clause. Come on to the adverb clause now. Again, students, adverb clause does the function of an adverb. And what is the function of adverb? It modifies verb, adjective and adverb. Over here, you can see that this particular clause is also satisfying the three conditions. Number one, these are the group of words. Number two, that these are having the subject-verb combination. And number three, it acts as an adverb. Come over to the example. They rested when the evening came. Now, students, they rested. As I have already told you, that this clause, adverb clause, it will act as an adverb. It will act as an adverb in the sentence. They rested. What becomes the question? When they rested, answer is when the evening came. It means that over here the clause is working as an adverb of time. they rested when the evening came. You know, they rested when the evening came. So what is the question of the sentence? When they rested, and answer is when the evening came. Now in this clause, you can see that it is also satisfying the three conditions of the clauses. Number one, it is the group of words. The underlined part of the sentence is a group of words. Secondly, it is having the subject-verb combination, and you can see that when the evening came, evening is the subject and came is the verb of the clause. And thirdly, it is acting as an adverb, which I have already told you that it is acting as an adverb of time. Now come on to the next example. I will give you a map so that you can find a way. I will give you a map so that you can find a way. Now see, so that you can find a way. What is the question? I will give you a map. Now this particular clause, so that you can find a way, is the clause that is modifying the word map. I will give you a map means that it is an independent clause, and so that you can find a way is our dependent clause. It is an adverb clause that is acting as an adverb. Now the question becomes, why will you give me a map? Now the answer is so that you can find a way. Over here, it is also having the subject and verb of its own. You is the subject and find is the verb. So over here you have seen that adverb clause is doing the function of an adverb. Now students, one more important thing to remember is that, as I have told you, that adjective clauses usually start with relative pronouns, that is who, whose, whom, which and that. The adverb clauses usually start with the subordinate conjunctions. And please note down those subordinate conjunctions, such as after, because, until, where, while, unless, as, when, since, if, though, wherever. These are the subordinating conjunctions that make the adverb clause. So always remember one thing, that as far as adjective clause is concerned, that starts with the relative pronoun, and as far as adverb clauses are concerned, they usually start with the subordinating conjunctions. Now girls, I think that you must have understood the whole lot. Now over here girls, what we have, let's revise the things which we have discussed in this video. Number one is that we have discussed that what actually a clause is, and what we have got it, that a clause is actually the group of words, and it is having the subject verb combination, and it is giving you the complete sense of its own. And then girls, we have discussed the two different kinds, that is dependent and independent clauses. And independent clause that gives you the complete sense of its own, whereas as far as dependent clause is concerned, that does not give you the complete thought. And the dependent clauses, they are of three kinds. Number one is noun clause, number two is adjective, and number three is adverb clause. And then each one has been discussed by us, and I hope you have understood the video. And if you have any query, if you have any questions about the related video, you may ask me. And thank you very much.